Hey, welcome back to Make Stuff Nation. Today I'm going to be doing an oil change on my 1987 Buick Grand National. Let's check it out. The 1987 Grand National is a 3.8 liter turbo intercooled fuel injected V6. Let's get under the hood. So I just bought this off a friend. It needs some cleaning up, but mechanically it's in pretty good shape. You see the oil filter is in a pretty easy to reach spot, but I'm going to change the oil from underneath. Got my catch pan, filter, and oil all set to go. First things first, I've got the oil drain plug lined up over the oil catch pan. So I'm going to go get a wrench and loosen that up. Alright, this is a 14 mil bolt, so I've got a nice good fitting wrench on here. Don't want to round this off. That'd ruin your day. There we go. Got it loosened up. Just get the rest of the way with fingers. Get ready for the shmoo. Nailed it. And we'll let that all drain out. See you in a minute. Looks like that's about done. Once it is, we can put the plug back in. You can start looking at the oil filter up here. That'll be the next step. We're going to take the old oil filter off and put the new one on. Alright, it looks like that's pretty much done draining, so I'm just going to wipe off there. Alright, looks like that's pretty much done draining. I'm just going to start the plug, wipe off around it, make sure it's nice and clean. No need to have a mess. Yeah, finger tight. And then the factory service manual says torque it down to 30 foot-pounds. So I got my trusty torque wrench set. Let's go nice and gentle. There we go, 30 foot-pounds. Alright, so the filter can be a bit of a messy job, but I've got my catch pan positioned below it. Just going to seat the wrench on the filter. Give it a nice turn. Once it's loosened up, you can take the wrench off and just get it the rest of the way by hand. And obviously oil is going to come pouring out once it's loose. Just set it in your catch pan. That's draining, you can get your new filter ready. Clean up some of that oil that's dripped. Just take a little bit of that oil, rub it around the rubber gasket. New filter, that'll help it seal tight. And just throw the new filter on. You don't need to use the wrench when you're putting the filter on. Just get it nice and snug, hand tight. That'll prevent over tightening it. Just gonna wipe up around the filter, just clean up a little bit. It'll be easy to check for leaks. All right, let's add the oil. This engine uses 5 quarts of oil. I'm going to add about 4.5. Then we'll back it off the ramps, let it settle, check the oil, and then top it off. All right, that's 4.5 quarts. All right, let's see how it looks. All right, looks like we're good to go to add the rest. All right, that's it. All right, well, that wraps up the oil change on the 87 Grand National. There's one last thing I'm going to do. After I've run the engine for a few minutes, I'm going to get a flashlight and check underneath it for leaks around the drain plug and the new oil filter. As you can see, oil changes are really easy to do on your own. You just pull the old drain plug, let the oil drain out, put the plug in, change out the old filter for a new one, fill it with oil, and then check for leaks. It can save you a lot of money, and if you don't have a trustworthy mechanic, if you do it yourself and take your time, you're not going to have any problems. As I said, I just got this car this past weekend, so I've got a lot of projects I need to do on it. I need to do a full service. I need to do a transmission fluid change, a coolant flush, need to change spark plugs, grease all the fittings on the chassis. Got some other minor issues I need to fix to get this car back in mint condition. Thanks again for tuning in. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and we'll see you next time.